When you have something to prove, of course you do, everyone does. But the real question is, do you have the balls to admit it? Do you wake up every morning knowing that the world is watching, waiting to see if you're a man who rises or a man who falls? Or are you one of these weak, pathetic souls walking around with the lie that I don't anything to anyone? If that's you, let me tell you right now, you're already a loser. You must prove yourself. To your bloodline, to your ancestors who fought, bled, and conquered so you could exist today. To your future children who will either inherit strength or mediocrity from you. To God himself. Because let me tell you something, God despises the lazy. He gave you a body, a mind, a chance. And you waste it. You ignore it. You sit around watching Netflix and scrolling social media like a brain-dead zombie. That's why you're unlucky. That's why nothing ever goes your way. Because God looks at you and says, why would I bless this failure? He rewards the men who show him the brilliance of his own creation. He rewards the ones who take their building blocks and create the something extraordinary. And that's the best part about being a man. You get to build yourself. You're not born a winner. You forge yourself into one. You decide if you want to be an athlete, a businessman, a fighter, or a coward. And don't think for a second that it's about motivation, because it's not. You think I felt like training 5 hours a day, 6 days a week for 12 years to a 4-time kickboxing world champion? You think I woke up every morning excited to get punched in the face? No, but I did it. Why? Because discipline is what separates the kings from the peasants. You either have discipline or you don't. There is no middle ground. There is no sometimes I'm disciplined. You are or you are not. And if you are not, life will break you. It will chew you up and spit you out as just another statistic, another nameless, faceless nobody that history forgets. Your mind is the only thing you truly own in this world. You can't control the weather. You can't control other people. You can't even control your heartbeat. But your mind, that is yours. And what do most people do with it? They poison it. They sabotage themselves. They allow their own brain to work against them. I'm not confident. I'm not lucky. I'm not good enough. What the hell is wrong with you? Why would you let your own mind turn into your worst enemy? Your mind should be your greatest weapon, should be the thing that tells you you are unstoppable. Drop me in the middle of the Arctic, half naked, no food, no money, and I'll still find a way to come back 2 days later to Cadillac with 3 threes laid. Why? Because my mind works for me, not against me. My mind doesn't doubt me. My mind doesn't tell me I can't do something. My mind is my greatest ally. And let me tell you something, life does not give you second chances. People think they can afford to fail and try again. They think they can sit around and figure things out while the world waits. Let me make it very clear, the world does not wait. The world does not care. The opportunity you let slip today may never come again. And even if it does, even if life gives you another shot, I guarantee that had you succeeded the first time, your entire trajectory would be different. Your life would be at a whole new level. But no, you were too weak, too unprepared, too undisciplined. So what do? You train, you practice, you sharpen your mind, your body, your spirit, until you are the kind of man who cannot be broken. And that starts with the people you surround yourself with. If you hang around losers, guess what? You become one. If you hang around men who accept failure, guess what? You will fail. The people around you should push you so hard that losing is no longer an option. When men message me crying about their lives, my wife left me, I'm heartbroken, I tell them good. Now take that pain and use it, forge it into strength. Become the kind of man women don't leave. And become the kind of man who is so powerful, so dominant, so valuable that the world itself bends to your will. And let me make something else very clear. Depression is a lie. You sit there and say, I'm depressed. But what does that do for you? Nothing. It just makes you weaker. You feed the beast that is already trying to destroy you. If you tell yourself you are depressed, guess what? You become depressed. If you tell yourself you are unstoppable, guess what? You become unstoppable. When I was in the cage about to fight a man who could very well kill me, do you think I sat there thinking, maybe I'll lose? No, because there is no benefit in doubt. There is no advantage to thinking negatively. Even if the odds are against me, even if I am the underdog, even if the world says I cannot win, I refuse to believe it. Because belief is power. And yes, I am lucky. But let me tell you something about luck. It follows the prepared. Luck is created through relentless effort. You want to be rich? You want to be powerful? Then act like it. Stop wasting time. Stop making excuses. Stop getting distracted by meaningless nonsense. If you wanted money as badly as you wanted to breathe, you'd already have it. So the next time you sit there feeling sorry for yourself, thinking life is unfair, remember this. The world does not owe yourself. Success is not given, it is taken. And if you are not strong enough to take it, you will be left behind. Be relentless. Be disciplined. Be the kind of man history remembers, because the only thing worse than failing is being forgotten. You wake up every single day with a choice to be a man of action or a man of excuses. And let me tell you something, the world does not care about your about chooses. You think people are sitting around waiting to hear why you didn't make it, why you didn't succeed. No, they don't care, because while you're sitting there complaining, making excuses, crying about how life is unfair, someone else is out there taking action. Someone else is out there proving themselves, pushing harder, going further, and that's the man who wins. You want to be successful, you want to be rich, you want to be powerful, then prove it. Stop talking, stop dreaming, stop hoping, get up and do something. You think I became a world champion at the World Champion? You think a world champion by sitting around wishing for it? No, I put in the work. I trained harder than anyone else. I fought when I didn't feel like fighting. I showed up when every part of my body screamed at me to quit. And that is why I won. Most of you don't understand what real discipline is. You do things when you feel like doing them. That's not discipline, that's convenience. True discipline is doing what needs to be done, no matter how you feel. You don't feel like going to the gym? Go anyway. You don't feel like working on your business? Work anyway. You don't feel like being productive? Too bad. That's the difference between winners and losers. Winners do it regardless. Losers wait for motivation, and motivation is a fleeting, useless emotion. It comes and goes. Discipline, that's permanent. That's what gets results. Every single day, you are faced with moments that define you. Every single second, you are making choices that determine your future. And most of you are choosing weakness. Most of you are choosing laziness, distraction, comfort. That's why you're burnt. So that's why you're stuck in the same place, because you choose the easy path every time. And the easy path leads nowhere. You think you're tired. You think you've worked hard. You don't even know what hard work is. You don't know what it's like to push yourself beyond your limits. You don't know what it's like to operate on pure willpower when your body is broken, when your mind is screaming at you to stop. That's where greatness is found. That's where champions are made. Not when it's easy, not when it's fun, but when it's painful, when it's unbearable, when every fiber of your being wants to quit and you refuse. All right, look at your life right now. Look at where you are. Are you proud of it? Are you satisfied? Or do you know deep down that you are capable of so much more? Because if you know it and you're not acting on it, then you are failing yourself. You are betraying yourself, and that should disgust you. The truth is, most men today are weak. They're soft. They've been conditioned to accept mediocrity. They've been taught that it's okay to be average, that it's okay to settle. But let me tell you something that's not okay. It's a disgrace. You were not put on this earth to be average. So you were not born to be just another nameless face in the crowd. You were meant to be a warrior, a conqueror, a king. But that requires effort. That requires sacrifice. That requires an unbreakable will. And most of you simply don't have it. So what's the solution? Simple. Stop being weak. Stop making excuses. Stop wasting time. Start acting like the man you were meant to be. Start proving yourself every single day, because no one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you success. No one is going to do the work for you. You have to take it. You have to fight for it. You have to earn it. The world belongs to the men who refuse to quit. The world belongs to the men who prove themselves again and again, no matter the cost. And if you're not willing to be that man, then step aside, because someone else will take your place. Decide right now, are you going to be a man of action, or are you going to be a coward? Are you going to prove yourself, or are you going to fade into obscurity? The choice is yours. But remember this, the clock is ticking. And every second you waste is a second you will never get back. Make it count. And let me tell you something else. The world isn't fair. It never was. It never will be. Weak men complain about fairness. Strong men adapt. Strong men overcome. Strong men take what they deserve. You don't have the luxury of waiting for things to be easy. You don't have time to sit and cry about how life isn't giving you what you want. If you don't get up and take it, someone else will. That's how life works. You either step up or you get stepped up. You want power, you want success, then go out and get it. Do what needs to be done. No hesitation, no doubts, no excuses. If you fall, you get back up. If you fail, you learn and you keep moving. That's how winners are made. That's how legacies are built. Now stop wasting time. Stop waiting. Prove yourself. Let me tell you something, nobody cares about your problems. Nobody's coming to save you. You either step up and fix your life, or you stay exactly where you are, weak, broke, forgotten. That's the reality. The sooner you accept it, the sooner you can do something about it. You think winners sit around feeling sorry for themselves? You think the most powerful men in history woke up and said, I guess I'll just wait for someone to help me. No, they took action. They controlled their destiny. They dominated. And that's exactly what you need to do. Every single day, life is testing you. Every morning when you wake up, you are faced with a choice. Do you win today, or do you want to? And don't give me that nonsense about how you try. Trying is for cowards. You either do it or you don't. You either get results or you don't. That's the only thing that matters. You see, the problem with most of you is that you think life is supposed to be fair. You sit around complaining about how hard things are. You whine about how life isn't giving you what you want. Guess what? Life doesn't owe you anything. The world doesn't care about your struggles. You either adapt and overcome, or you get crushed. That's it. You want success. You want power. Then stop being weak. Stop looking for excuses. You need to be relentless. You need to wake up every single day and operate at maximum effort. And if you're not willing to do that, if you're not willing to sacrifice, then you don't deserve success. Period. Do you know why I win? Do you know why I'm successful? It's not because I'm snipe. It's because I refuse to lose. I refuse to be average. I refuse to be weak. And that's why I dominate. When I was fighting, when I was training, there were days my body wanted to quit, but my mind told me to stop. But I didn't listen. I kept going. I kept pushing, because I knew that every second of pain, every moment of suffering was making me stronger. And that's the difference between men who win and men who fail. Weak men quit when it gets hard. Strong men keep going no matter what. You need to ask yourself, who are you? Are you the man who fights through adversity, or are you the man who gives up when things get tough? You need to prove yourself every single day, to yourself, to the world, to the people who doubt you. And most importantly, to the people who look up to you, because whether you like it or not, people are watching. They are waiting to see what you do. And if you crumble under pressure, if you break when things get tough, then you've already lost. Stop looking for comfort. Comfort is the enemy. Comfort is what keeps you weak. Do you know why so many men fail? Because they chase comfort instead of chasing greatness. They want the easy life. They want everything handed to them. And when they don't get it, they blame everyone but themselves. But let me tell you the truth, if you're not winning, it's your fault. Nobody else's. Not society, not your parents, not the government. You are the only one responsible for your success. And until you take full ownership of your life, you will never achieve anything great. You have to reprogram your mind. You have to stop seeing yourself as a victim. You have to stop accepting weakness as normal. Because the moment you accept weakness, you become weak. The world is brutal. The world is cold. It does not care about your feelings. But guess what? That's good news. That means that if you are strong enough, if you are relentless enough, you can take whatever you want from this world. And that's exactly what you need to do. Stop waiting. Stop hoping. Stop dreaming. Start acting. Start dominating. Start proving that you are the kind of man who refuses to be defeated. Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Winning. Taking control. Becoming the best version of yourself. And if you're not doing that, then you are wasting your life. So ask yourself, do you want to be remembered as a man who can conquered? Or do you want to be forgotten as just another failure? The choice is yours. Most of you don't get it. You really don't. You think success is this mystical, magical thing that happens to lucky people. You think the guys driving Lamborghinis, living in mansions, flying private jets just stumbled into that life? Let me tell you something, you are dead wrong. Those men are not lucky. They are disciplined. They are ruthless. They are relentless. They have spent years, decades, sacrificing comfort, pushing themselves beyond normal human limits and refusing to quit. That's why they win. And you think you deserve the same lifestyle while you sit around wasting time, scrolling social media and playing video games. Wake up. Nobody's going to hand you anything. Life is a battle. And if you're not willing to fight for your place, then someone else will take it. Let's get real for a second. You're broke because you don't work hard enough. You're weak because you accept weakness as an option. You're stuck because you make excuses instead of taking action. Every single time you choose laziness, every single time you avoid discomfort, you are choosing to stay at the bottom. That's the truth. And the truth hurts. But guess what? The truth also sets you free. Because once you accept that you are the reason you're not successful, you can finally do something about it. I see people all the time crying about their situation. Oh, life is so unfair. Oh, I don't have the opportunities other people have. Shut up. Do you think anyone who made it had it easy? Do you think I was born into money, handed a perfect life, given a free ride? No, I worked my ass off. I trained until my body was broken. I fought in cages. I took risks. I failed and got back up again and again and again. And that's why I win. There's a reason weak men stay weak. They surround themselves with losers. They sit in groups complaining, reinforcing each other's excuses, patting each other on the back for their mediocrity. They don't push each other. They don't demand excellence. And then they wonder why nothing changes. You need to change your environment. If the people around you are not making you better, they are making her, period. Get around winners. Get around men who demand greatness. Because once you do, you will realize that your entire mindset shifts. Listen, I don't care how tired you are. I don't care how hard life has been. You either get up and fight for your future or you sit back and watch others take everything you ever wanted. Nobody's going to feel sorry for you. Nobody is coming to help you. You have two choices: become powerful or be controlled. And let me tell you something else. There is no such thing as being too late. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how many mistakes you've made. You can start right now, today, the second. But only if you're willing to stop lying to yourself. Only if you're willing to cut out every excuse, every distraction, every weakness, and replace it with absolute focus and discipline. How do you want to be a winner? Then act like one. Get up, work harder than everyone else. Push yourself to the edge, and when you feel like quitting, push even further. That is what separates the great from the average. That is what creates legends. That is how you prove yourself.
It's actually getting kind of scary out there, guys, because most people are so stupid. I know everyone's been saying for a long time people are dumb, but genuinely, actually, it's incredible that the world functions at all. You can say anything which is objectively true. Everyone has a mental breakdown, and nobody can see 2 points removed from their stupid comments or their worldview. Everybody's just clout chasing, talking shit, anything it takes to get a few views, whether they're right or wrong. People have been aligned to these ideologies which are being pushed by the MSM to self-destruct. They've been convinced to kill themselves and their genetic bloodline, and they think it's a good idea. They put on a t-shirt. Dudes for dildos. It's really amazing how everyone is an idiot. If you work a normal job, I would like you to go and buy a 5-year-old's toy, a puzzle game for a 5 or 6-year-old, and go up to random people you work with and say, hey, can you solve this quick? Just do it quickly. Take them by surprise and go up, hey, bro, can you solve this quick? And watch them go, well, what is it? Oh, just solve it. That's your boss. That's your fucking boss. That's the guy who's in charge of you. Like, where did we get to this level of just gross incompetence? Everywhere. I go to court, papers are missing. This is the highest, most famous court case in Romanian history. There's no papers. Don't you ever just notice the gross incompetence around you and how stupid people are? And then you highlight some basic observations using pattern recognition. Someone's going to get upset and have a mental breakdown. Nobody can objectively just look at anything and go, yeah, that makes sense. And everything you say, someone's going to get upset about. We now live in a world where no matter what you say, there's an opposing tribe who want you dead. You know what's funny? When I started my internet career, do you guys remember me talking about the Matrix and saying if you're part of the Matrix, they'll protect you? Every single thing they say to you is a lie. The money is not real. They're trying to make you a slave. Do you remember when Mao used to say these things 3 years ago and it's controversial? And now I say these things and everyone's like, yep. Do I get any credit for like waking up basically all of you? I told you. I told all of you. Here we are. Freedom. You are free. And there is one thing left on this planet which is fun. And you know what it is? It's the same thing that men have always enjoyed since the dawn of time, which is resisting enslavement. There's a reason men banded together, got into armies, and went and marched against their enemy. There's a reason men risked their lives on the 7 seas, or risked their lives to go to unexplored lands, or risked their lives at war, because it was the only thing worth living for. Getting with a group of guys with the same mission and taking a risk for the benefit of your soul, your spirit, and your community. That is the last thing left on the planet which is entertaining. Everything else is shit. If you want to meet me, you can meet me on top of a mountain in Malaysia. If you're prepared to climb it with me, if you're prepared to suffer alongside me, if you're prepared to deal with the mosquito bites and the hurt feet and the long, arduous trek, then yes, you can meet me, the top G, and I will shake your hand at the top for being a man. That is the last thing left that is fun. Most of you are living in a nightmare. You're living a nightmare life because you're sitting in insignificance with a very meager bank balance, upset and annoyed by the things around you, knowing that you're being lied to, being betrayed by treasonous politicians in a system you cannot affect. You are living a nightmare scenario. This is the worst possible life a man can live, and you are running out of time. The answer is financial freedom. This is extremely important, not just for your bank account. This is extremely important for your bloodline and for your spirit, for your legacy, for your soul. You need to stand up and show who you are. This is extremely important because it's very much like COVID. If everyone day one would have threw the masks on the floor and said, fuck this, it couldn't last. If everybody starts saying what they mean with their face and their name, they can't arrest everybody. They can't put everybody in jail. You're holding us back with your cowardice. You need to start telling people who the fuck you are, and you need to say what the fuck you mean and stick up for yourself. It's extremely important. If the things you say get you in trouble from the Matrix, which we all accept is evil, then the things you say are important, which means they must be said, which means you should stand up and say them and everyone should know exactly who the fuck you are, because if you say them too much without anyone knowing who you are, as we just described, you can't damage the Matrix in any way. If you're not prepared to die in battle, you're going to lose everything you've ever loved.
Yeah.
Everything.
Sure. And someone will take it from you and you'll be unwilling to fight.
And that comes down to one of the universal constants of the world, and I want to actually make people at home aware about this. Caring. It doesn't matter, because a lot of you people believe in right and wrong. You believe that a Christian country should be a Christian country, and that's right. And it's wrong that it's being conquered by third worlders. And this is not right. It's wrong. Right and wrong don't exist. What exists in the world is a constant and never-ending power struggle with vacuums which are filled. And the brute force of giving a shit is often enough to win the battles. Whoever cares more is gonna win. It is a universal law of reality. Whoever cares the most is going to win. Mm-hmm. So if you don't give a shit, a lot of you think you give a shit because a lot of you observe what's happening, but you'll type some tough boy tweets and then you'll jerk off.
Yeah.
You'll just go and jerk off after.
Yeah, you will jerk off. Yeah, you will. That is you. Anon's jerk off.
And then you wonder why you lose. Of course you lose. You don't care enough. The person who cares about getting rich the most will get rich. He can be an idiot. He can be a dumbass. He can be stupid with a peg leg and a small pee-pee. But if he cares more than you, he's going to win. It's intent, which is often the decider over capability. It is intent. So the truth is what we have going on online now that the Matrix is breaking. And by the way, you're welcome. Because it was my brother and I who suffered the most to give you guys freedom. Elon is a hero. Elon, Chris from Rumble. But besides like 3 or 4 names, it was my brother and I that attacked the Matrix hardest. You feel a certain way, that's great. You have this potential energy built up, that's fantastic. You have to do more than just tweet. You can't just sit around tweeting in an anon account and think you're fixing anything. You're not.
You're doing nothing.
You're actually doing nothing. In fact, you're helping the enemy because you're a coward. It's all just cowardice. There's a lot of cowardice just circling in. Even the people who are saying the right things, I just smell this pussy energy. You need to stand up and stand on business. You need to hope they put all of you in jail. Because that's how we win. When they start trying to lock up everyone, and they can't because there's too many. Tristan, have you and I ever for a second considered shutting up because they might put us back in jail?
Oh, wait. If we don't shut up, they'll put us back in jail. End the broadcast.
We don't give a... That's the difference between us and you.
I'm going to go jerk off and change my profile picture to a Christian Crusader Knight.
Bro, losers. What do you fucking...
Western man account.
Christian soldier. Fucking dorks, bro. Who the fuck are you? You're nobody. We are not scared of going to fucking jail. We don't care. That's why we're the most famous men alive. That's why we are affecting the culture. That's why everyone adores us. That's why when they unfairly persecute us, the Matrix takes damage points because we are poison frogs they must ingest. We need more people to do this.